Okay, a friend of mine, she has been tested COVID positive in last 2 days back, and she has no symptoms. Now she wants to know that she's self quarantined herself, and she wants to know how should she progress and how should she take care of herself, and how would she know that she's not going to progress, and what blood test is she supposed to do for herself.
So I presume that your friend is asymptomatic right now.
Yes.
And
And as a part of the routine check at one of the shows, generally they're checking the team, she came out to be COVID positive.
okay. So since you are COVID positive, you should, number one, isolate yourself. Number two, you have to check a few parameters. One is the clinical parameters. You have to assess yourself whether you have cough, whether you have body aches and pain, you have fever, you have headache, and you have breathlessness. These are some of the more important signs, more important symptoms. There are many more, but we'll concentrate on the most important one. The third thing she should do is check with a pulse oximeter her oxygen saturation. So if the oxygen saturation generally for a non-COVID person with a normal lungs would be 98, 99, 100, and definitely above 94 or 95. So if the saturation is 94, 95 plus, that means the lungs are able to provide enough oxygen to the body. The fourth thing she should do is that she should walk for 5 minutes. After she has checked her pulse oximeter, she should walk for about 5 minutes. That's called a 5-minute walk test. So actually it's 6 minutes. For convenience sakes, we say 5 minutes. So you walk for 5 minutes and in the room itself where you are isolated, and you check the oxygen saturation again. Now if the oxygen saturation falls down by 1, 2 or 3 points, that means that when you walk and the body is demanding more oxygen, the lung is unable to provide the oxygen. So when you put a pulse oximeter on your finger, you are reading the oxygen saturation of your finger. But where is this oxygen coming from? It's coming from the lungs. So when you walk, these the tissues of the body are demanding more oxygen. The oxygen is getting used up. But because of the pneumonia in the lung, the oxygen will not reach the blood and the oxygen saturation will go down. Now, if that is happening, if the oxygen saturation after the walk test has come down by 2 or 3 points, that is from 98 you are getting 95, or 96 you are getting 94 or 93, that means that your lung is going into ARDS or pneumonia or acute respiratory distress syndrome. The fourth thing you should do is that you should hydrate yourself properly, you should take good amount of rest, and you should consult a doctor. So you should do a video online consultation with a proper physician, and the physician, depending upon your clinical status and your severity of symptoms and your comorbidities, the physician will prescribe you a set of medication. So in that medication, you may get a antiviral. So we use an oral antiviral for people who are home quarantined. Not in all of them. People who are absolutely asymptomatic, younger people, no comorbidities, we do not give even the oral antiviral, which is called favipiravir. But depending upon the individual situation, we add on the oral antiviral favipiravir, and then we add certain other things, that we add zinc along with multivitamins, we add vitamin C, we add vitamin D. We give a drug which is called ivermectin, which is actually a anti-parasitic agent, but it has got some antiviral activity. You may be given doxycycline because that also has antiviral activity, and azithromycin. Some may give azithromycin. Again, it has some antiviral activity. Now, next thing what you have to do is that daily, this is what I do, I ask my patients to give me a WhatsApp update of their status every morning at around 7 or 8 a.m. So they have to tell me, WhatsApp me their symptoms, that is whether they have cough, plus minus, body aches, fever, breathlessness, etc., plus minus, and they have to give me their oxygen saturation, and they have to give me their oxygen saturation after exercise. Now, in case we find that there is some worsening on day 4 or day 5 or day 6 or day 7, depending upon the worsening and again the age and the comorbidity, etc., we ask for a blood test. So the blood test is generally done through a home visit, and that blood test would include a routine profile along with tests which are called biomarkers of COVID, which is C-reactive protein, CRP, D-dimer and ferritin. These three are the main things we do. There are many more that can be done. And in a complete blood count, we specifically look for the lymphocyte count. So as the illness progresses, the lymphocyte count may go down and the CRP, D-dimer, ferritin can increase. So again, if the CRP, D-dimer, ferritin is increasing, lymphocyte is going down, saturation are decreasing, we add favipiravir, and again according to the situation, we may advise a CT scan of the chest. So the CT scan may show whether you have developed pneumonia or ARDS. So ARDS might be 0 or it might be very high, 25. So a scoring system of 0 to 25 is commonly used. Again, there are many other scoring systems. 1 to 7 being mild COVID, 8 to 16 moderate COVID, 17 to 25 is severe COVID. Now, if you have very mild COVID, 2, 3, 4, etc., and you are already day 8 or day 9, again we keep the patient at home itself. But again, depending upon the individual problems and the CT score and the blood reports, you may be advised admission to a hospital. Now, once admitted, again, depending on your clinical status, we have to give you remdesivir IV, of which we discussed some time ago, and you may be given steroids, you may be given low molecular weight heparin along with all the other antioxidants, etc., and maybe IV fluids, and then we do a close monitoring about the progress, oxygen when it is required, and other modalities of increasing the oxygen till day 12. Now generally till day 10 to 12 these things will keep worsening and then it will become static for a day or two. After day 13 generally they start settling down. So once you settle down and you do not require oxygen for a period of 24 hours, you can be sent home. And after that you have to remain quarantined again till day 17. Now as I said, the viremia starts going down and become almost zero by day 12. And with variation, some people may end viremia a little later. That's why the figure of 17, by day 17 practically almost all 100% COVID patients will have a viremia which is zero, and therefore they cannot spread it to others. And therefore day 17 quarantine, after that day 18 you can start mixing and mingling with others and maybe go out, but mind you, you still have to take precaution. You have to wear mask, you have to wear your gloves, use sanitizers, etc. But for all practical purposes, you will not spread COVID to others. And then the entire thing of post-COVID rehabilitation comes in, of which we discussed, the muscle pain, etc., and many more factors, which if you people want details, we'll have one more session later on.
Yeah. If you have any more questions, you can keep us posted and we can come live again and we'll be happy to answer all your queries.
I hope this session was fruitful for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.